Okay, now this video goes along with a special report we sent out, custom report, that we sent out for the how to get money and free help, that's free money and free help to start any business, but where you live. See, it changes every place in the United States, and that's the problem. So we're giving special reports customized just for where you live. So this is a video that will explain what's in the report that and who to contact in the offices, the offices that will help you just where you live. And that's why we have all the links and the contact information for where you live. Okay, one thing to remember about all this kind of stuff is that everybody wants a grant, and I understand, and that's what you're really looking for, but don't say the word grant, because see, you really want free money or help or whatever it is, and see, in the government and all these other sources, they call it other words. So if you say grant, and they have like maybe a contract that you don't have to give back, or they have loans you don't have to repay back, or direct payments you don't have to pay back, or all these other things really you don't have to pay back, that you're going to miss if you start saying the word grant. So what you want to do is say, hey, I'm looking for help to start a business or expand a business, and I need, looking for a financial alternative. So you're really financial assistance you're looking for, and help. And don't forget the help, because that's worth even more than money sometimes. So you want to know that. And the other thing, when you any of the offices that we're going to give you here in the report to contact, even if they don't have something for some reason, you don't want to leave empty-handed. You ask them, okay, hey, if you don't have the help I need, who else may have it? Because these people do this all the time. They help entrepreneurs or businesses or whatever, and they want you to grow. So they're there to help you, and they study this kind of stuff all the time. So they'll know other sources that that you'll take a long time to find out, and that we probably don't even find out. Another thing, remember, what I'm showing you now in this report is just a fraction of what's out there. There's really thousands of programs, but what we're trying to do here is show you the best. These are the best starting places. I mean, I could send you a million, but you'll never do all those, right? It's sort of like being Google. And remember, everything I'm sending you is free. They're not going to charge you money. And so if you call up, particularly, see, if you use Google and try to find this kind of stuff in Google, you're going to get millions of people, literally, who want to charge you money for all this. What we're showing you are the people who don't charge money. And the reason they don't charge money is because they're either a nonprofit organization, or they already get government grants to give you the money for free. But none of these organizations have advertising money to make sure that you find them when you use Google. That's why this is stuff you'll never find in Google. So let's get going on what you have there in your report. And I'll go along and talk about what's in your report and why it's important to you. The other thing to remember about the report is that it's for buying a business, starting a business, growing a business, and it's really even also for nonprofit organizations, or even becoming a freelancer. Okay, now here's the first thing you do. Okay, the government gives out grants to experts, business professionals who are there to help you start a business or grow any business you want. And they're already getting grant money to help you. There's about 1,000 of them all around the country. And I give you the link for where you live to find the local office. So the first thing you do is make an appointment with them, and they'll show you, they'll sit down and explain the kind of help they have or help you with their problem. And see, it's any problem. And see, what they're going to know too is like what's in your community, because it's different everywhere else. And so they do this all the time, and these are free consultants. Man, if you go on Google and try to find this kind of help for any of the things that they help you with, it's going to charge you hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So it's stupid to do that. So even if you haven't even, you don't even know how to spell entrepreneur, you could contact these people, and they'll sit down with you and help you. In other words, like if you were a friend of mine and come, I'm thinking of starting a business, Lesko, what the hell should I do? And sit down and I'd go over it with you. But I can't do that with everybody. But they do. That's their job. They get money to do that. So whatever your harebrained idea is, and you want to follow it through, they'll help you bring you back to reality, to show you the options that are out there. And that's what it's all about, knowing your options in life. We all have harebrained ideas and thinking about what we think is out there. But once you know what's out there, then you could rearrange it and change your idea to fit what the heck's out there, so you can really get it done. And actually, for that, Look at the videos. Almost all these sections have videos explaining these offices in detail and what they do. So before you call them, you can look at the office, because I go around and I interview these things, these people who run these offices, and you'll see, what they're doing. Yeah, they'll sit there on camera. Yeah, I'm giving this for free if people don't know. And they're growing, spending money, and they don't know that this is there. Okay, and then also I show you a listing that we have of offices, a map. So you can go to that map, put in your zip code, and find other kinds of offices that are for free. Like there's special offices for women entrepreneurs, special for minorities, or special for veterans and things like that. In addition, so you want to get all the free help you can, because you don't you want to save time and money when you're going out and having to go through bureaucratic hoops to get money or something like that. You want to know, hey, get some sense of the idea. The landscape is out there. So, in me helping you and showing you what's available, there's no way I could just say, okay, here's the one place for you to go to get everything you need. I mean, life doesn't work like that. You have to work at it, and that's why it's going through a process. It's learning that process. If anyone tells you it's simple, all they're going to do is get money from you, because they want to make you believe it's simple when it ain't. But it's free. And we all have time, or should be. Okay, now for where you live, I put here the contact information for the state, the county, and the city. They all want you to start a business, and I have videos here that will show you and explain to you why every one of these government officials want you to start a business, want you to succeed, and will do all they can to help you do that. They'll show you where a lot of these programs are and everything, because your state has grants, your state has low interest loans that when you can't get loans anywhere else. Your state has technical expertise. Your state has money to help you sell overseas. Your state has money to help you get government contract. All that kind of stuff, is available, and your county does too. Because see, if they help you start a business, you're going to not only hire yourself, and then they don't have to worry about you being on welfare and things like that. You're going to hire friends, and you can create other jobs. And this is how these bureaucrats get elected. If they keep creating jobs. So I got the contact sources there of your state government, your city government, and your county government. And the state really is a place to start, because every state has an economic development office. That's where a lot of money goes, to these state governments at the Office of Economic Development. I show you there. Now, here also what you have in every state too are new ways of getting money that you'd never think of. I used to think, oh, the major thing is states. And see, for grants and stuff like that, that's where the states. There's very few grant money at the federal level. See, it's really at the state and local level. That's why we give you these local offices. But there's other sources now that's really popping up, to help people start businesses. And these are things like grants and startup money and investors, and all this kind of stuff is happening right where you live. But it's in things that you'd never think of. They're called incubators. They're called co-working spaces. They're called accelerators, technology parks. I mean, this is where you can get office space for free, or for big discounts, or free consulting, and even grant money to start your businesses. And they're all over now. These are popping up like mushrooms all over. So I mean, like in one state, they had like 200 parks, 200 places like this, just in one state alone, with angel investor, grants, debt financing, equity financing, and even venture capitalists. See, wow. So we try to find the ones, that are in your state, so you could start contacting them and learn them. Again, remember, everything we do, we can't get everything. Nobody has everything. That's why when you go to one of these places or anywhere, say, hey, where else? You'll find stuff that we never even found. Even though we've been studying this for 40 years, it's still impossible for everybody to know everything. And remember, what happens on everything is that we double our knowledge now almost every 13 months. That's almost every year. See, back in 1945, it used to be every 25 years. Now it's every year. So that's why nobody keeps up everything. And so that's why you have to start doing work yourself. Now, one of the neat grants, that is available in every state is from, it's for training yourself. Say you want to study to be an entrepreneur. Well, actually, there's a lot of grants now that will give you money to live on to be an entrepreneur, and that's through your local office of labor, and it's called the Career One-Stop Center. Now, they will train you, they will train your employees or anything like that. You want to know better marketing skills, or a massage therapist, and you want to know a new modality, you can help with somebody else. You want to hire somebody and make sure they know how to use computers and want to get them trained. That's grant money there that people don't realize. And also money to live on while you start your own business. Now, that's the money to live on while you start your own business is not in every state, but a lot of states have that. So you have to check that office that will give you there. It's the One-Stop Career Center, the Career One-Stop Center, the service locator, and find, the office there will contact if they have that at their stuff. But the training money is there. The training money, and that's grants you don't have to give back. I mean, businesses get like $200,000-$300,000 just to train all their employees, like in customer service. And I have videos there of people that who work for the government and do this work, and I'll show you. There's a state director and even local directors that we have videos. So watch those videos and learn about this, so you could use it too. Okay, there's another big opportunity people don't really know much about. It's called micro enterprises. These are small little businesses, which I think are growing more than anything else. You start as an independent entrepreneur, small. You need $5 grand, $10 grand, $30 grand, or something like that. That's called micro enterprises. You don't need $100,000 or $250,000 or something like that. And see, that's special offices that are there. And see, these micro enterprise programs are also for low income. So these are special programs. Actually, people no money. So you have no money or low income or whatever, and you need money to start a business. This is what's for you, and that's what's neat about it. And they're everything from grants or loans that when no one else will give you a loan, or loans you don't have to pay back, or very low interest loan. And they also have something called IDAs. These are individual development accounts, and it's a grant really for you to start a business, but you set aside some money yourself. Like if you put in $1, then the government puts in like $8, and you pile up a bunch of money for you to start a business. Wow, that's terrific, isn't it? And the people who start micro enterprises, are more successful than anybody else. I was looking at the success rate of them, and they only have like a 4% failure rate. And people who start franchises and get SBA money, they have a 17% failure rate. So it's like 400% more than people who have no money to start a business and get financing. Then the fat cats who are getting franchise money from the SBA, that means you don't need the money, or you already have money, but they like lending it to you because they make money off you. So we have a list here of the people in your area that do something that work with micro enterprises, and that's something, particularly if you're low income, not sophisticated about business much, that's a good place to start about the kind of help, because they have technical assistance too. That's what's so neat about micro enterprises. Not only do they help you with the money, but they help you with how to do it. Because if you don't know how to spend the money or what to do with it or whatever, man, you'll be out of business real quick. Everybody says that the main reason for for going out of business is they didn't have enough money. That's nonsense. They just didn't know how to spend it right. Because what happened? Somebody gives you a bunch of money to start a business. There's 1,000 things you can spend it on. That's easy. Everybody will convince you to spend it, but you got to know how to spend it right. And the most effective ways there. So there's another thing too, is something called your Community Action Agency. Now this is a good place to touch base, to look for micro enterprise zones where you live. So if there's not enough that we found for you, contact your local Community Action Agency. We give you the link there, where they are, contact them, and then they will show you about other things maybe we missed, or who has these IDAs, because these individual development accounts are pretty neat, and we have an explanation there of what they are and how you can find out more about those. Okay, and we have a video there too. Okay, now here's something else, talking about micro enterprises. One thing that people don't realize as looking for work, man, what's a better thing to get a job is become a freelancer, right? Because then you have a boss, you control your own life, and you may have 3 or 4 bosses, and that's great because you're working for 3 or 4 people remotely, and if one boss doesn't like you, you still got 2, 3 others, and so, working for one person, man, you don't know what they're going to wake up and just not like it today for some reason, and you're gone. But become a freelancer. Now there's help to do that. See, we give you the link there on if you want to be a freelancer. See, it's easier if you go out looking for a job, look for a contract. See, you want to get a contract. That way, people say, we're not hiring. Yeah, but they have work to do. They don't want to hire you because then they have to pay you all the benefits and keep you forever when they don't have work. It's easier to hire you as a contractor just temporarily when they need work, And so these people that we show you here will help you become a contractor. You worry about legal problems, you worry about how to set up a website or how to what you need or insurance, all that kind of stuff. All that kind of stuff is for free. You get all that help for free. Never go on Google and say, oh, I have a legal problem, I have an accounting problem, I have a tax problem. No, you get that office there. We'll give you all that kind of stuff for free and show you where to get it for free. And that's what's so neat about the world. That there's stuff for free that people don't know about. And they're out there going on Google and doing stuff and paying tens and hundreds and thousands of dollars, to people that you don't have to, because it's out there for free. And the most important thing I think in survival in this country is not spending money, because you don't know what works. I don't know what works. I'm guessing. Everybody's guessing. What I'm doing is showing you the best possible, opportunities here. So you got a good shopping list to try your stuff, and you're going to only stay in the game long enough until you figure it out. But if you're spending money, hundreds of dollars here, $1,000 there, you're going to be out of the game real fast. Then you're going to get another lousy job you hate, and live like that. Okay, so I have videos here of not only how the government will show you how to write off all your expenses or legal help and things like that, and also all the other management. So that's why the videos are important with each of these groups that we're talking about. Okay, here's another thing that people don't realize. Contracts. And if you have a small business of any kind, getting a government contract is much better than getting a grant. If you get a grant, $10, $20, $30, $40, $50,000, that's only one time. You get a contract, you do it over and over and over again. Like my sister, she frames stuff, for people. And she gets government contracts in her garage down in the middle of Virginia somewhere, and does $1 million. Just government contracts, doing little tchotchkes, putting frames on them for people. Man, you could be a freelance, graphic designer and making $50,000 on your kitchen table. And what's so neat about this kind of stuff is there's offices, that get grants from the government to help you figure out how to get a contract. That's right. So again, there's special offices. I show you, what's near you, how to contact that office, make an appointment, say, hey, I want to figure out how to get government contracts. They have special contracts for vets, special for women, minorities, things like that. You don't have to hire an accountant. You don't have to hire a consultant to figure all that out. They will do all that for you. And actually, there's a grant program that give you a grant to figure out how to get the contracts. Wow, isn't that crazy? Who would have thought of something like that? But they do, and that's available. So I show you how to do that and where the offices are. Again, these are experts who do this for a living. They help thousands of people all the time. And so why hire somebody who's going to charge you, thousands of dollars when you get some of the best experts in the world to do them free? And they have videos there of people who do this for a living. And so you could see from the horse's mouth, they'll tell you what they're doing and how to do it. That's why there's no magic in the world. It's just having the information and knowing where the information is. Okay, now here's another thing, it's training money. Okay, training money. We talked a little bit about this workforce development office earlier. See, the government wants you and your employees to be trained to compete in the world. So they have grant money for that. So you could use that money either to be a customer service you want to train at, or you want to know how to write government grants. You could take a course in that and get it paid for by the government. So we have videos there, shows you how, the offices that do that and where the office is near for you. Here's another interesting thing about Starbucks. You ever think, getting a latte and money for your business? Well, Starbucks is interesting. They're giving a bunch of money for small entrepreneurs to start businesses. But what they're doing it do is through the community development banks. And that's interesting too, because these are not banks, fat cats, that are they're headquartered in New York, and they don't care about you. They just want to know how much money you're going to give them and if you're going to go bankrupt. and they're going to beat the hell out of you if you do. These are community apps. They're owned by local communities. They're going to be cheaper, better, nicer, everything. And it shows you how to take advantage of that. I have videos there of the Starbucks program and video of the local banks that are there in your community that want you to do that. I mean, these are like, you could be a nonprofit, an entrepreneur, family, or things like this, that they're much nicer than, these Wall Street kind of people who just don't care about community. They just have to worry about their stockholders, right? Okay, they're the places you should start first before you go anywhere else. Because again, I could inundate you with all kinds of stuff. But here's another report we're including. It is a step-by-step to find, like whether it's $5,000, $50,000, $15,000, on the internet to get money. Okay, now this will give more detail on the kinds of things I'm talking about. It'll show you how to get, money from, if you live in rural areas and the special offices for that. It'll show you how to start a store for only 10 cents or 20 cents anywhere in the United States. It'll show you, talk to you about, hey, you need a loan, peer-to-peer lending that's better, faster, cheaper than any bank you're going to get. And there's special ones just for entrepreneurs. I mean, like their peer-to-peer lendings. Like if you're a small business, if you could prove that you have customers, they'll lend you money. That's all. They don't care what your balance sheet is, your credit statement, or anything like that. They don't care. Also, what they have is offices. I show how to start a consulting business, or if you're an expert on anything, how to make money from websites that cost you nothing. I'm going to show everything that's going to cost you nothing to start, so you can see if there's anything there at all. Or really how to be an author, a published author, and have your book on Amazon. It costs you nothing to do that, and start being an expert. So even if it doesn't sell a lot on Amazon, and you're an expert, and you go out and get contracts or whatever, and say, yes, you could see my book. It's on Amazon. Things like that. So also, and there was one thing too that I'm going to talks about is crowdfunding. Now, crowdfunding money is probably one of the biggest opportunities that hit this country. It's only been here for about 5 years or more, and it's something like $34 billion it's giving out. It's double, tripling every year, and right now, actually, crowdfunding even gives out more money to artists, than the National Endowment of the Arts. So this is becoming bigger than grants or anything, and it's money you don't have to pay back. Now, here's what I like about crowdfunding. Number one, it's free. So you could go try to get crowdfunding money on the internet, free. That won't cost you a nickel. There's no income requirements. That's right, no income. I don't care if you're a millionaire, or don't have a pot to pee in. You're eligible to sign up and try to get money for that. There's no credit check. There's absolutely no credit check, for you to get crowdfunding money. And you could keep the money forever. No paying it back, no nothing, none of that kind of stuff. There's no complicated forms. There's no business plan required, no lawyers, no accountants, no nothing. You just have to explain what you want to do with the money. That's all it is. Yeah. And it's fast. In 30, 60 days, man, you got the money and you know what's going to happen. Yeah. And what's the neatest part about this, though, see, you're getting money from the crowds in the internet. So there's no gatekeepers. You're not got to go to a bank, a venture capitalist, some fat cat sitting on money. He thinks he knows what the world really wants. They don't. They're guessing like everybody else. But wow, you're going to the world asking for money. So you know what they want. You find out what they want. And that's what's neat. So you get rid of those fat cat middlemen. That's what's neat about it. Okay. And the other thing is, it better guarantees your ultimate success, because in using crowdfunding, you're getting it from potential customers ahead of time. I mean, it's bizarre. I mean, it's like if you went to Macy's and said, oh, I want a purple sweater, I'll be back, in 6 months to pick it up, and you give them the money. That's what crowdfunding is like. People give you money, and you don't have to perform anything, for 6 months, year, whatever. I mean, it's crazy, but that's what people are doing, But see, if you're getting them now, they say, hey, want that. It's getting customers ahead of time, so you prove the idea works. The other way, you have to get some fat cat, give you the money, you make the product, you put it in stores, you do whatever, and sit there and hope. And you probably fail, This way, it cuts time, it cuts everything. If you fail here, now you really failed because of the customer. There were no customers for that, and you go back and think of something else. You could do it over and over and over again. So that's why it's a great place to fail, there's no better way, to prove if your idea is good or not. See, the other way, getting money from traditional money sources, that is not final proof if your idea is good. That's only final proof that you know how to con money out of rich people, not your potential customers. And so it's really the fastest, cheapest way to fail, and that's the important thing in life. We all have to start failing more because that's the only way you're going to get anything. It's like learning to walk all over again. When you first start learning to walk, you're going to fall on your butt 100 times before you figure out that system. Same thing, anything else you want to do in your life. That's what life is about. It's failing and learning, failing and learning. So that's why if you're spending money in failing and learning, you're out of the game quick. Here's the best way to learn for free and get out for failing. And you know what's neat about this too is that, man, it's the only place I've seen that you get more money than you ask for, right? I mean, I've talked to people who ask for $15,000 and they get $150,000. I've interviewed about 700 people or more in the last 3 years who've used crowdfunding, and you'll see on our database, you can look at all these videos and see what they're doing. And another interesting thing about crowdfunding, see, if you are a venture capitalist, so you start a business, and you want to go out of these fat cat venture capitalists to start your business, well, 95% of all venture capitalists are men. Well, guess what? 95% of their money goes to who? Men. That's right. Well, on crowdfunding, because it's from the general public, half the people giving money are women. So what's happening now in crowdfunding, women are getting more money than men. Not only 5% of what men get, they're getting more money. So it's democratizing the whole system. And that's what's so neat about what's going on nowadays. That's why it's so exciting to do things. You could, start your own business for next to nothing, get money for next to nothing. You learn. It's more opportunities than ever before. It's a better tax life. That's why there's no such thing as a private jet. No, everybody writes that off. Don't be silly. You think Donald Trump pays that with after tax money? Nah, nonsense. So that's why it's the best tax advantage in the country, and that's why it'll never go away, because the fat cats live that way. So if none of this helps you or whatever, you get stuck, that's what we're here for. You have another problem you're trying to solve, we'll do a custom report. That's what we do, custom report, and some video explanation of how to use the sources that we put together. And again, there's always many more sources, and you're still in the game as long as you have sources, and that's what we want to do, is keep you in the game. Well, Jen's Lehman, and it's togo.com. And it's anybody who wants to go anywhere, they don't have to drive anymore, right? Or actually, they can probably make money at it, save money at it, or whatever. So you have this app on the cloud that lets people just commute or get to the airport. And it's really built for organizations, right?
Yeah, it's good for organizations and enterprises, event organizers, municipalities.
But you have intelligence in this thing. It's not like a list to find out who's going where and try to hop on their car. It sort of finds the people for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, everything is automatic. So you put in whatever your travel need is with all your whatever detours you want to take, or maybe people who don't want to take up from some employer, and then it automatically matches you without any need.
Matches up. So actually, what we were talking before, and by the way, thank you for doing this again. We did this interview before, I screwed it up and lost the voice or something. I don't know what happened. But anyway, but what was interesting too is that even though there's a fee that a real small company wouldn't be make sense, but if you're a small company in like an office complex or something like that, man, then this really makes more sense, because you can get a whole office complex involved with this thing, and God, that really makes a whole lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, that's what we recommend. So the recommendation is, if you're a smaller employer, you should go out and check your community around you. Usually, you're not alone. So there's always somebody who wants to join.
So, and actually, I guess for large companies, it makes sense because they get FaceTime with other employees together, right? And think of ideas.
Yep, it's a pretty good tool for onboarding people. It's also good for employee retention, and it also helps getting around your company, building your network, your professional network.
But actually, I think, and things like what you did in your company, you're with a big company, it's SAP, right? Big developer, and you're sort of like a entrepreneur there because of another guy in the company. You got together and made this app, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah. So we met in one of the so we were in a common team at one point in time, and yeah, that's how it started. So I heard something in the radio in the morning, um, coffee break, we talked, and that's how it took off.
Hey, I could do that, and you did it, right? And because you met in the company, whether you gave it the company, now you started a whole new career within your company, didn't you?
Yeah, it feels pretty great to do what you love and what you like, and get your
Absolutely, and you got and you got paid vacation. You can shut off the lights at night if you want.
yeah, exactly how it is.
Well, that's wonderful, and I think more people are doing that. And I think large corporations want to encourage that so they can keep good people. You know,
Yeah, SAP start has entrepreneurship programs where you have like a Shark Tank thing, and yeah, we know from others, so we come around a bit. So we know from other big corporations, traditional corporations, that they're looking in the same directions, getting innovation in this entrepreneurship model.
well, that's where the ideas come from. It's new stuff, not trying to make not the old stuff. Yeah, we know how to do the old stuff. We got to figure out how to do it. And things are changing. I mean, I read the statistics the other day. Like we double our knowledge like every 13 months now, or something like that. I mean, that's just phenomenal. So everything you learned last year won't work next year anyway.
Yeah, yeah, you're probably right. Never thought of it that way.
So is it a monthly fee? How does this work?
No, it's a annual subscription, and you pay by the number, or roughly by the number of employees you have at your location. So you license it per location, basically.
It's per location, and then so how would multiple companies use it, or whatever? Like, you just all have the same access codes or something like that.
No, they all have their access codes, and the company admin can define who's a friend or a friend as a company and who's not.
I see. So in other words, it's networking with different subscriptions within the company. You know, your company with another subscription company work together because you're both probably going to the same place. Ah. But also it works for, like, two people going to the airport at the same time. It saves cab fare, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the business travel case. I mean, there's a lot of money spent for parking,
Right.
transport.
Right. And you both got to meet your girlfriend at 1 o'clock in the afternoon for an hour. That you can both use the same cab. See.
Yeah, probably.
Well, this one, and I see people like, guys, Reebok, Shoe People, Amazon. They're the kind of businesses that are using this, so they must be making a lot of money
Yeah,
because of it.
we have some big names.
Yeah, and little names, but you mention them and nobody knows. So, so it's easier to mention the big names. So that's wonderful. So it's togo.com, and this has been online for a year, so all the bugs are worked out, right? How long has it
Yeah,
been?
yeah, it's almost 3 years now that it's live, or that we started it inside SAP, and the own employees are usually the more critical ones. So yeah,
Right. So you got word out all the buggies of by now. That's the important thing. And it's still dynamite and leading the field in this thing. So it's great to talk to you. And it's togo.com, TWOGO.com. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming to our country and making it better, James.
wake up.
Okay, David. Well, this is the second time we're doing this because I screwed up last time. we gotta get people to know about piggybee.com.
Definitely, definitely.
Man, you are really trying to single-handedly save the world, aren't you?
Maybe, kind of, yeah.
But you're doing, I mean, to me, what's so neat about it, I mean, you found something that's very practical and so needed, and it doesn't cost anything, unfortunately or fortunately or whatever, that it's a wonderful service. I mean, to bring people together, to solve so many problems that we have in life, just because you figured out how to put this on a website so when people's traveling, they could take stuff with them and deliver it to people for free, right?
Right, right. That's the idea. Yeah. Well, we've been doing it forever. I mean, who's never carried something for someone? I guess.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right.
Especially like the holidays, you're taking Christmas presents to everybody. So now you could do that and bring joy and happiness and save people money and just bring communities together all over the world, right?
Thanks. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So you're really a priest dressed like a audio technician, aren't you? Huh?
Right. Yeah. I'm a sound engineer. Yeah. I've been doing concerts for 25 years now. Yeah. Yeah.
So you're a rock and roller. That's your main job, right? You do audios for rock and roll and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm getting old. So rock and roll. It's okay when you're young, but I'm 44, so yeah. I'm kind of tired of it. Yeah.
Oh, I know. All that drugs, sex, and rock and roll gets boring after a while.
Yeah. You got it. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Sure.
But this is a delightful idea, and it's really for international or national. I mean, if I'm going to Belgium, instead of if I know you and you needed something, I could take it. And I remember when I went to Scotland, a guy wanted some golf clubs, and it was nothing. I just put them and took them to Scotland, and he had these golf clubs for me, for him.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's something. We have a lot of sports equipment. I mean, if you play golf, sometimes people will transport skis, whatever it is,
Wow.
surfboard. Yeah, yeah, whatever. Yeah, yeah. So that's a
But
big
then,
deal.
because there's no one, I mean, people could pay if they want, right? Is that it?
Right. You can give a tip. The guy who is helping you with, traveling with it. Yeah, you can tip him. Yeah.
You could tip them. And actually,
Yeah.
what's nice on the site, you encourage people, if they're bringing somewhere up, you could pick them up at the airport and give them a ride to the hotel, right?
Right. Yeah. That's the rock and roll. I'm a hippie somewhere somehow, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah, you give them a dinner or whatever. I mean, that's what I
Right.
think is wonderful about the internet. It's bringing people together,
Right.
that would never meet each other. We have an Airbnb property down in Washington, D.C. that we use ourselves and put on Airbnb. And the people we meet that we have dinner with from all over the world, it's just wonderful because they're
Yeah.
using our apartment.
Right. That's what I like to do. I like to travel. I like to meet new people. So yeah, on PTV, I mean, you can meet, this Chinese guy will bring you that, or you send that. Yeah. So yeah, that's fun. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a short relationship, so it's not like getting married. You got a friend. you
But who
got
knows? Maybe today, some people will get married. Maybe we'll make some party or something. I guess. Yeah. 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 That happened on Airbnb. People met, or on BlaBlaCar, car sharing. So yeah.
But your is just for shipping, and shipping is becoming such an important part of our lives because the world is smaller. People say the computer is making us remote because we have our faces and computer screen. But no, it's people like you that's bringing the world together and doing something for somebody else. I mean, to me, there's nothing more rewarding in life than giving, like doing something for somebody, you know.
Right.
And it's so selfish. That's why I think that's the most selfish thing to do.
Right. Right.
And you're providing a platform for us, everybody, to be selfish as hell by doing something. So you're just encouraging selfishness. Now, the nerve of you, David. Does your mother know you're doing this?
No, no, she doesn't get it. No, no, she gets it. She gets it. Yeah. Right, right. Well, now we've been asking your users, I was telling them, why are you doing this? And they just said, yeah, we like to help each other. We like, yeah, like, solidarity and stuff. So, I mean, of course, they like the tip. I mean, money is always important, but still, they really do it to change the way we do things. So, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
And that brings satisfaction to life. If you're doing something for money, I mean, it sounds good, but there's only as far that can only go so far. And like everybody in the job, that you really enjoy a job if you're doing it for love, not just money. And the same here. If you're helping somebody, if you're doing it out of the kindness in your soul and not the greed in your pocketbook.
Right, right. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Right.
we never see advertisements like that. Yeah.
Yeah, right, right, right. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So how long you been doing it, David?
We launched in 2012. So
Wow. So that's
yeah,
old time in this business.
yeah, but it's whenever you launch something, I mean, it's at the beginning, it's really bad. I mean, a bad platform, things doesn't work. You need thousands of people to make it work. So I always say it's like good wine. I mean, it takes time to be good. So yeah,
Absolutely, it does. And so you're here, 3, 4 years already. That it's getting better every day. More people appreciate it every day, and it's really within your country or between countries or almost anywhere in the world. Check the website. If you're going somewhere, you could help somebody out and get a friend on the other side. Right. So you can do it as a selfish reason. I'm going to that city or country and see if there's somebody there. I could bring them something. And then, hey, I got a buddy there. Tell me the best restaurants or whatever. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, you can meet a local. He can take you around. If you go to the city. So yeah,
Who
yeah,
owes
right.
you a favor, huh?
Right, right, right. I brought you this iPhone, now you owe me a favor, right? Yeah, yeah.
And so there's really, you're not making any money out of this. So when they exchange money, that's between the people, not you don't get a piece of that, correct?
No, correct. Yeah, yeah. So the idea is really to bring as many people as I can, and sometimes we have, I have some idea to monetize, but that will come later. I
I
just
see
want
that. Yeah.
people.
Once you're a
Yeah,
millionaire, then you'll do it. Right.
yeah. Well, if I'm a millionaire one day, I'll call you. But yeah, yeah.
Well, it's such a joy to meet you, David. And I think piggybee.com is a wonderful thing for our society. And we got to support you and actually your heart behind the whole thing, because that's what's important. People ought to know they appreciate it. And you got something for the rest of us that's going to help our life. And I thank you for that.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Well, David, great. Piggybee.com. Go there when you're thinking about traveling or just to help somebody out, right?
Right, cool.
Take
Yeah.
care.